Welcome to the eQuip program, Indigenous Business Spotlight. Let me start by acknowledging the traditional owners and the land upon which we are virtually meeting on. I'm on WRLC Country in Meanjin, Brisbane. We pay respects to their people, families, elders, and communities. We also acknowledge all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are listening into our Yarning Indigenous Business Spotlight today. The eQuip program is powered by Tagai Management Consultants and supported by Central Queensland University as part of the Creative Business Champions program. The Creative Business Champions program is supported by the Regional Arts Services Network, an initiative of the Queensland Government through Arts Queensland. The eQuip program is designed to provide culturally contextualised entrepreneurial and business support to build on the resilience and sustainability of Queensland, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander creative and performing arts businesses. The eQuip program will harness the expertise of the Creative Business Champions program capability and other creative and performing arts business support organisations and subject matter experts. Over the course of the program, the importance is putting a spotlight over our deadly Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses in the creative and performing arts sector across Queensland and the incredible work that they are doing within the industry. Today's deadly business is WRLC Arts, and I'd like to welcome Waylene Currie. Waylene, can you please start with who's your mob and where you're from?
So I'm Mununjali in Wanjirabara, so that's from Beaudesert in Queensland and also Tambourine Mountain. I'm currently living and working on country.
Fantastic. That's wonderful. Amazing opportunity to actually work on country. That's amazing. Yeah. Well, can you tell us a little bit more about your business and your role within it?
Okay, so WRLC Arts I kind of established this year. I've always used it as a signature, and it's actually an acronym for my full name.
Oh, okay.
So Waylene Lee Currie, and that came about years ago. So I've been practicing in the arts industry as a hobby for over the last 10 years, wow. Just delivering small bits and pieces, project, community development type stuff. Mm-hmm. I was working in the community services industry for 10 years up until this year, where I've chosen to sort of move forward and dive more into the arts aspect of things.
Wow.
So through the mentor program that I've been engaged with, they've really helped me build up the confidence to actually really establish my art into a business. So this only happened a month ago.
Wow.
So it's been a journey, and I've learned quite a lot through that process and just through that mentorship and how to start getting myself more established in the business aspect. So kind of being an artist, it was a bit like here, there and everywhere. But right. Yeah, so my role obviously at this stage is the artist, but also the business owner.
Right. Well, now that you've said that you've just started your business journey, can you explain or go into more detail about how you felt going into the journey and what you've learned so far?
So I've been doing it across many different sorts of stages through whether it's community projects, whether it's government. So I've done some public arts and all that kind of stuff in those spaces. And it was always a question like, oh, do you have an ABN or are you established? And I was like, no, actually, I just do this as a hobby because I love doing it, you know? And it was always nervous, the whole, okay, what comes along with the responsibilities of owning a business?
Right.
You know, so there was a bit of like, I was a bit scared and of the uncertainty of what that is. I think it's the unknowing of it. So, and then, after having a few conversations with other artists and them sharing their stories on their journey and developing their own business and all that kind of stuff, I really started to think about it. And then I think one day I woke up and I got past the nerves and I said, look, today's going to be the day.
That's wonderful.
And it all just started evolving. I started putting the energy and time into actually creating that through all the means and methods of what I had to apply for. And I was really excited. I had an overwhelming feeling of happiness actually once I applied for my ABN and the registration of my business name, and I was just like, wow, you know, here comes the next chapter of my life. Like,
that's wonderful.
Nothing better than being able to paint and share stories, you know, and I think that's my driving force and my passion.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. I know that you explained a little bit earlier that you did some public service artworks or public works artworks. Can you go into a little bit more detail as to what projects you're currently doing or favorite projects that you've done in the past?
Oh, I think my most favorite one at the moment is actually working with the schools.
Yes, yeah.
So I have some schools that I've engaged with in the last couple of months, which is I've always done it in a workshop sort of space where I'm going in and I'm facilitating workshops with the kids and, for NAIDOC and all that kind of stuff.
Mm,
And it's always been awesome. But now I've crossed over to the other side where it becomes part of the foundation of the school.
right.
So I've worked across two schools recently, one being Everleigh State School, which they had their official opening the other day. So they contacted me to do the schoolhouse logos. So
Wow.
digital art has been something that I've really merged into in the last year, just creating a bit more of a platform around that and obviously understanding that a lot of those government services and all that organizations are actually really engaging in digital art because it's so easy to
Mm,
utilize.
yes.
So yeah, I've created the schoolhouse work for each of the houses so that's for using different elements. So it's been a really learning for huge learning for me because I've never had to really work so specific in detail when it comes to colors and story and having to actually adjust my way of creativity
Mm,
to suit the need of what they're willing to engage in. So it's been great, really loving it. So from that project, then I also was recommended over to the new school developed in Yarrabilba for South Rock State School.
wow.
Yeah, so that's been an amazing learning experience too. Same concept. So they actually engaged me. So we've had different phases. The phase one was for the overall artwork to embed within the school.
Right.
So that means like pop-up banners, flags. It's all through the visual stuff, like when it comes to those and all that. So
Wow.
it's just everywhere. They get furniture made out of it, like a whole lot. So
That's awesome.
it is. And that was part of our conversation. Like, I wanted it to be embedded where it wasn't a stop start,
Mm,
where it was integrated and into the school and part of the identity. And they've executed it so great. And I got to present that artwork to all the staff, the foundation staff last weekend and just the reciprocated respect that they had for the stories
mm,
that came with that artwork and how they can embed that through their teaching and engaging with children too, especially those who are Indigenous children from the areas and families too. So it gives them a bit of ownership, responsibility, but a belonging and connecting to that school as well, which has been absolutely beautiful. So
absolutely.
phase two is going into more of the digital stuff around the schoolhouses now.
Mm,
So I haven't quite released those yet, but it's been absolutely wonderful. And once again, working with shapes this time, so that was the difficult and certain color palettes but no, I've absolutely loved it. They've been so inclusive into so many different factors when it comes to the art, culture, and all that kind of stuff. So
mm,
being part of those development stages of the school has really highlighted to me the importance of what it is to have traditional custodians be engaged through that
yeah,
and what they embed so it's not a later thought. So
definitely.
it's been wonderful.
Oh, that's
um
fantastic.
Public art stuff at the moment, local council is developing a huge space that kind of just off center from the middle of town, which is going to be so inclusive of so many different stories and elements from community, so the broader community, and in that they're going to do yarning circles for men and women. And
Wow.
so they've approached me for a lot of digital work for their actual signages and all that kind of stuff throughout that space.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's been really good.
That's a huge
I'm loving it.
project.
It is all over. I've been so busy. So it's been a wonderful year. I think it was May that I left the community services. So, and ever since then, it's just gone full throttle. So, whether it's digital art or I've also been at Hills College painting a mural and with the year 12 students, but
Mm,
also engaging with the primary students to paint the poles for the yarning circles. So, that's been absolutely wonderful. And the depth of the story, like talking them through what they actually mean, the kids have really like, wow, into it, you wouldn't even think. So it's really given them a better understanding of our culture and how we do things and why it's so important to us. So I think that's kind of been the key thing for me,
Yeah,
is about that teaching, and what it means to connect to that. So then they have a better respect and understanding. So it's been
absolutely.
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and that's where it starts. It starts with the kids, and that's how you nurture a better future for our future generations. So it's incredible to be a part of such a moment. It's really beautiful.
Definitely. And that's the name is Mobo Jarjum for the Yarning Circle Space, which actually means tomorrow's children.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. Well, I know that you mentioned that you do digital art and painting. Is that your only mediums? What else? What other mediums do you work with?
So I really like to test things. So I like to really be out of the box. So I use a lot of different forms. So I can go from artwork that's so vibrant to very where it's more the earthy tone, so that
Right.
you're never really going to get the same thing from me. Do you know what I mean? It's constantly growing, evolving, and changing. And so at the moment, it all started off with just acrylic on canvas.
Mm.
And that's been really great. I've commissioned a few pieces doing that. I've also started testing out and doing the whole airbrushing on them. So for creative backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. Paints as well. So I've used some car paints as a
Wow.
base. So it has that nice sort of shimmer and glitter in it. And then, yeah, base the concept of the story is the same. That's been really good. I've started the weaving journey. So I'm doing weaving as well. Jewelry making. Um, some other things. So the digital stuff as well, and I do woodworking. So
Wow.
I've started actually this year doing where I make coolamans and digging sticks and clap sticks and stuff. But I haven't really sold that. That's kind of something personal and
Right.
intimate with for me at this
Mhm.
stage. I'm not willing to really go on and teach that yet until I know that I'm actually ready to.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too far forward. So yeah, I think that covers most of it. I do a lot of outdoor spaces. So I've been in a few different, so the mural spaces, yarning circle spaces, or totem poles as well. So recently done a totem pole with Tambourine State School.
Mm.
We just finally came up to a wrap with that, and a lot of it's group facilitated work. So if I'm working within the schools doing those workshops, the kids are always on that journey with me.
Right.
So I help them design the concept and story, and then we talk in depth about what that is so they can connect to that and understand what they're actually painting too. But most of the work's done by them, and I help them along the way. I lead them, and yeah, I think that's the best part that I really enjoy
Yeah.
is that group work.
Yeah, it's
But yeah.
wonderful. Well, for all those who are listening into our Indigenous Business Spotlight today, can you please tell viewers three things that you want them to take away about your business?
Um, I think that's kind of been the hardest question for me is like what to take away because I'm what it is, but I guess it's about finding courage.
Mm.
I want people to be able to find the courage within themselves to take that initial sort of step that seems really scary, but once you kind of get over the line, it's really exciting, the unknown. It's about being open-minded. I know like I've learned quite a lot in this short period of time in things that I never really even considered. So I think having an openness to that and how broad it can be is really important. And I guess the confidence in yourself, it
Mm.
is about believing in yourself and knowing that everyone's got it in them to be able to do these things and build these foundations and know that there's a lot of support out there. So
That's wonderful.
main three
Well,
things.
yeah, that's wonderful. And also, like, you think outside the box, and you just started, and you're doing all these amazing projects, and um, talking about collaboration with schools and such, you're talking about how it was very difficult to bring out your stories and your paintings, but also mixing it with the school and what they want. And how did you go about kind of overcoming or coming to like a equal kind of ground on the painting.
Oh, look, I've been really, really great the fact that I've had to work with really awesome people,
Mm,
people that have been quite open-minded. They're subtly direct about what they need and what they want, and they do it with a lot of respect,
right.
which gives me, you know, the confidence in them to be able to work with them and also provide what we need. So it was a lot of conversation. So communication is key
Mm,
about how we're going to deliver this so it both meets our needs.
yeah,
So,
right.
and that's what a lot of it was. So communicating back and forth about ideas, and then, they've been quite happy to take my concepts on board and then adapt them in a way that also suits them as well. So then there's a happy medium for both of us, which has been really awesome.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, communication and respect, I think, is underlying factors in those things.
Very, very big factors too. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. Well, do you have any final advice for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander creative and performing arts businesses today?
I think just be brave, be bold, and be you.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. You can do, like, that's an underlying statement to a lot of many different things. But yeah,
Mm,
it's just really, walk in your stride and really carry, a deep respect and love in your heart for everything that you do. Because
but
it's gonna
great,
be your
great
driving
advice.
force, and it's gonna be the factor that's gonna pick you up every day and keep pushing you forward, even
Absolutely.
through those hard days.
That's wonderful. Well, if someone were to want more information about RLC Arts, where can they go for more information?
Okay, so I've got a Facebook page established, and it is that WRLC Arts, but
Mhm.
I'm also in the planning phases of developing a website. So hopefully next year that will all sort of be in the making, and I couldn't really put a time at this point because there's other aspects that I want to add to that. I want to create an online exhibition, so it
Wow.
creates a platform for other artists in the community, and broader too. Like that, I've always sort of remained within my community because it's just been how things have grown word of mouth, and
Mm.
only now is it actually extending out more. So yeah, eventually I will have that. But for now it's just, yeah, Instagram and also Facebook until I grow that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Waylene, for being a part of our eQuip Indigenous Business Spotlight today. Congratulations on your progress and your amazing artwork so far. And if you're wanting a deadly Indigenous business like RLC Arts, please reach out to Waylene. Her contact details will be in the description below. Well, let us finish where we started by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land upon which we all meeting on today and pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. I also extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today watching this video. If you're an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander in creative and performing arts in Queensland, please contact us to be a part of the program. We'd love to have you on board, so please click on the link below if you're interested in joining. Once again, I'd like to owe us all to Waylene for joining us for our deadly yarn today, and to everyone watching, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow the TMC YouTube page for more eQuip content. Have a safe and deadly day.